Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play.
Hello wonderful people, welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet all of una according to una time. Alright, my correct people, if today na the first time you say they come across Anointed Lady TV on YouTube, you are highly welcome. Consider to smash on the subscribe button, put on the notification bell so that anytime we say we drop any new video, you will be the first person we say because still check them out. To all my returning subscribers, I appreciate all of una for una massive support. We say una dey support this platform. Make we watch this video together because today on I go to follow una dey watch her. Let's watch the video, and after we don't watch and finish, make we just gently go to the comment section, leave your opinion, like the video, and also share the video. Bye bye.
What exactly is fueling the escalation of lawlessness in the southeast of Nigeria, a situation that has led to the burning down of countless police stations and killing of numerous police officers? The federal government insists that members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra are responsible. But how credible is that story in the face of the ongoing heavy-handed military show of force in the midst of the civilian population, even in the remotest parts of the region? We're now being joined by Dr. Chima Naji, a lawyer and former governorship aspirant, to discuss the impact of this military expedition on the largely mercantile economy of the Southeast and management of various narratives about the expedition by the state governors and prospect for immediate restoration of peace in the Southeast region. Welcome to the program, sir. Good morning.
A very good morning, Dr. Ruben Abati. Nice to see you again.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, the Victoria. Good morning. And the Rufai. Very good morning.
Well,
nice to be here.
Dr. Naji, it's good to have you here. Tundo has raised questions about the Southeast. We'll get to that in a moment. But I'd like to ask you a simple question. How country? Because it's not only in the Southeast that we have problems. We have problems across the nation. So how country? And I hope you will not keep those proverbs till the end of the program. I want the proverbs to come early. Those proverbs with which, the palm oil, with which words are eaten in the Igbo land.
Well, if you ask me who I go ask. So country no good, my dear, country no good, but the grace of God is quite sufficient for us. And they say that hope is like a lily, it never perishes. So that's why we are hanging on, that by God's grace, this one too will pass.
Hello? Are you done, sir?
You asked me how country.
Yes.
I don't need to write an essay because you are also part of this country. And I say country no good. So that's a summary I've just given. But the truth of the matter is that it has not been this bad before. And progressively, we seem to be deteriorating as a country and appears somehow helpless by the various organs of government that should grapple with the challenges head on. And that is not leading to so much hope on the part of ordinary citizens of this country. Some of them are also dying needlessly by either displaced aggression, like you talked about some operations taking place in the locations where there are some of these challenges. It's very difficult to catch the man who killed the bishop in the cathedral. He came, attacked, and disappeared. So if you want to make arrest, you are already arrested. You'll be arresting members of the congregation. That's the truth of the matter. The people who cause problem are hardly loitering around to see the outcome of the arrest or reaction of security agencies. So the ordinary people that might just be walking across, either ignorant or somehow askance about what may have happened are the ones that are picked up. But the question is, at the end of the day, when people are picked up, are they made the scapegoats, or do they get some reprieve if there is nothing to link them to what has happened? And that is the problem. The frenetic way these federal government agencies, especially the last IG, after the event of that police headquarters in Owerri, excuse me, the frenetic way they came to the conclusion that it was Ipob. Of course, I was here on the following morning, and I said that would not be right. Make sure your finger is on the facts before you come out, because everybody would like to know what exactly is happening. The governors of the Southeast, the individuals that populate that area, Nigerian citizens of Southeast extraction, and those who are resident in that location would also want to know what is happening for their own security, so that you know how to plan your movement. Because it may just be that, okay, the main target now is police stations. Who knows who visited police station? Or who knows who is even a victim in the first instance, arrested wrongly, taken to the police station, now finally to pay the supreme price, you know, by just sheer happenstance. So these are trying times. I am more interested in the security agencies doing a thorough investigation and coming out, rather than talking glibly, or like maybe the prejudice that perhaps because Ipob has been banned or proscribed, then anything that happened there may be Ipob. It may not be right. And I also raised an issue in reaction to what that IG, the last IG, was saying, that it must have been Ipob. I said, okay, Southeast has been agitating, some people in the Southeast have been agitating that the Igbo presidency is ripe. I'm not too carried away by that, because the average Igbo man is not so keen about being president, because after this particular administration, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to sit on that seat and not attract unnecessary criticisms, because a lot of things have gone badly, you know, within this period. However, like I've always said, but when it is thrown to you in your face that you are incapable of handling such a position, then you say, well, let me just demonstrate, if nothing else, to show that I have the capacity. It is not so much that you may not be able to take, let's say, cornflakes. You may not like it, but when they throw a challenge that you are just running away from cornflakes because you are a bushman, then you take it to show that you don't throw up at the end of that meal. So the point is that there must be a thorough investigation. And that investigation must be anchored on objective assessment of the situation. It will help this country. It will help everybody. Because this idea of once a stone is thrown, they say it is one person. It means that another group can come up. Then the ones that you are saying had done it, that never did it, may decide to start doing. I don't have the facts of who is doing that, but I am not paid to do that job. There are people whom we pay to do that job, and they must necessarily do that job and come out with results. Don't sit inside your office and draft something and sell it. Because there is a tendency, like they say, sometimes you can hang a piece of bone on the neck of a dog only to call it bad name for people to stone it to death. So there has to be a clarification about who. Is it an invasion of Southeast? Because Southeast has been very, very peaceful. My people say that the position of eagle provokes envy and jealousy in the kite. So if the kite can see how to pour fuel on where the eagle comes to feed so that it could be burnt, it will do so. So the point is, let us get to the root of this matter and not talk so glibly, because if you continue to talk glibly, you will miss the point, and the situation will escalate to the internecine destruction of everybody. because nobody is happy about what is happening. Because it is very, very difficult for me as an Igbo man to listen and hear what is going on. That Igbo people will come to their own place and start destroying things after what we have gone through. It is completely incredulous.
Right. Yes, sir. I am also in agreement with you. An investigation is always preferable to a rush to judgment. However, if Ipob is truly a red herring, as you're suggesting, do you have any concrete ideas of who might be, who might have declared open season on the Southeast? That's my first question. My second question is, what is your take on how the Southeast governors have responded to the recent spate of attacks?
Please, can you repeat the first one? I didn't get the last.
Do you have any idea, any speculation, if you like, of who might be behind, who has called open season on the Southeast, if Ipob could be a red herring, as you say? And also, what is your view of how the Southeast governors have handled the spate of attacks?
First and foremost, I'm not here to defend or deny anything. That's why I'm harping on the issue of investigation, thorough investigation, not putative one. So I cannot say, as I'm sitting down here, falling into the same error, I am pointing out that it must be A or B or C. I said, what if it is an invasion? An invasion can be open. There are a lot of groups that are already operating. They like a good organization or maybe a terror group. You might decide to increase your market, okay? Increase your market share. That by moving from point A to point B. We are already seeing it happening in different other areas of banditry, kidnapping, and what have you. So there could be such possibilities. I'm not fingering that as a matter of fact because I don't have the facts. But what we are seeing is completely unreasonable for any Igbo man. I will be very surprised knowing who we are, really. I'm not saying it is impossible. But that is why it is important to do this investigation. Because if you do investigation and come out with the facts, like the evidence, then you douse the doubting Thomases. But until that is done, there should be no reason why all those remote areas and young men in the Southeast should be affronted and assaulted and denigrated needlessly. Because you find a number of these young men going about their businesses. Some are just street sellers and things like that. You just pick them up. Like I said, the man who is intending to kill the bishop will never be caught in the conflagration in the cathedral because he would have done it and disappeared.
Okay. I mean, yeah, let's talk about bishops now. And
then, sorry, the second leg of the question.
Yeah.
How the governors are handling the issues. I think there's a cacophony of both opinion, approaches, and so on. They need to thoroughly harmonize themselves. This is not a political issue. This is a question of life and death. The way they come across to other parts of the country will determine the way the Igbos themselves are treated, even across the land. Because the narrative is very, very wrong. The narrative is wrong. The average Igbo man is not a violent person, especially to the extent of going to destroy things in his own neighborhood. It's difficult. I know there might be some renegades. I'm not ruling out renegades in any culture or any environment, but it is completely un-Igbo. Because as I sit down here, I hear somebody was saying in the media that he was being there was a plan to rope him in. Well, he has a business to defend himself.
Okay.
But I want a situation where things are done thoroughly. And the question of, some people ask me, where are the Igbo elders? Why are they not talking? The Igbo elders are trapped. Some of them may also have done things wrong. And the young ones are no longer listening to them.
Okay.
So the question is that it is even a risk for some of them to come and just as it is in different other locations, like in the north, some people cannot open their mouth and say, stop Boko Haram, because they may be living so close to somebody whose son is a member, and so on and so forth. So fear is also a factor.
Okay. Like I was saying before, let's talk about bishops and probably the bishop's court here. Can I ask, how fortified is the bishop's court, and who should be fortifying the bishop's court? to prevent the death of the bishop. And I say this on the heels of what happened that was reported in the papers today, a very scary scene, that Sunday morning people were going to church and they saw a truck that rolled over and they saw bullets, live ammunition in that truck in the east, in Anambra State. Bullets, live arms in that truck, live ammo in a full truck. What if that truck had not rolled over? Probably that bullet will have gone to its destination. And the police just said, oh, we're aware of the situation. We've heard nothing as regards that. Isn't that scary for you? So how do we protect the bishop's court?
Dr. Naju, very briefly, we have a minute to go.
Well, you see, it is the hand of God, the God that is protecting you and I. These things are found in different locations, and any arms and ammunition can move around depending on who even wants to do what at it. I have always said the gun is like a raw material in the hand of the person using it. Okay? He can use it for banditry, can use it for terrorism and all that. The only thing is that the security agencies should be on top of their game. They should do a thorough investigation. That thing is not a virtual truck. It's real there. The truck has registration and so on and so forth. They should find out. There are so many movements of people, both in the night and so on and so forth. They should also be on top of their game, because this country is completely very well exposed. And because of the level of mobility of terrorism and people with bad intentions, there is need to curb these things in their nascent level.